Hello, beautiful people. Thank you so much for tuning in, watching, and listening. This is going to be the mid-September 2022 reading for the zodiac sign of Capricorn. As always, my readings are very intuitive, so I'll provide you with any intuitive messages they receive, as well as the meaning of the tarot cards. I do, however, recommend you check out your sun, moon, and rising just to get a full picture of everything that's going on for you this month. And if you haven't done so already, please do subscribe to my YouTube channel. When you subscribe, that helps me greatly, and you'll be notified when I post new content. But let's go and jump in. In column number 1, we're going to take a look at what's wrapping up and coming to a close, so last few weeks or month. Column number 2, we're going to take just a general look at the remainder of September. We're also going to do a money card, a money column, a love column, and in the 5th and final column, we're going to take a look at a message from our future self or spirit guide. So something to carry into the end of the month with you. We're also going to do 3 yes or no questions, take a look at your crystal of the month, and do a healing note. Let's see here, pulling a summary card for what's wrapping up and coming to a close, again, those last few weeks or month. We have the card perception. So likely you gained some sort of new perception on something that you did not have before. New perception, new perspective. This is also sometimes like really analyzing the information that's coming your way. You have to work to gain this understanding oftentimes with the perception card. But let's see what messages are coming through for you. Okay, kind of a roller coaster of emotions possibly these last few weeks. The first card we have is the Ten of Swords. The Ten of Swords is a kind of dark and gloomy card. If you look here, the sky is dark, the person is laying down flat, there's all of their swords stuck into their back. This is a card of feeling low. And for whatever reason, I do feel like you had these low feelings. However, things really did start turning around for you. We have the Four of Wands next. The Four of Wands is a card of celebration. This could be a card of family, friends, reunion, possibly some family and friends that raised your spirits. I do, however, feel like it was the new perception that kind of carried you away from that Ten of Swords feeling. The other thing with this card, if you look, the Four of Wands is almost like finish line looking. So some of you could have finished something that then is that celebration. Then the next card that we have is the Nine of Cups. The Nine of Cups is one of those really good cards to have anywhere. This is wishes coming true. This is material happiness, good health. A card of abundance. So really like to see this. It's like we started really low and ended in this good place. Whatever you were wishing for, hoping to accomplish, it seems like you did actually get it accomplished these last few weeks. Let's clarify and see what other messages we have here. I think I just said a few seconds ago that with this Ten of Swords, there could have been some supportive family and friends that kind of brought your energy back up. That holds true here. So with the Three of Cups, this is a card of friendship, a card of circle of support. This is also a card of celebration though. So definitely something was celebrated this month, which is really exciting. Again, we kind of started in this low position and then worked our way up. We have the Five of Cups, which is another card of low feelings. So pretty common to see the Ten of Swords and the Five of Cups out together. It's just kind of a blanket of low feelings, truthfully, when I see them together. The Five of Cups is a card of loss, regret, grief, feeling abandoned, any of those kind of lower feelings. However, again, we do have this circle of support. We have this family and friend support. And whatever this is, we still made it across the finish line, and it's celebration worthy at this point. At the bottom here, we have the Knight of Cups. The Knight of Cups is mostly a love card. It's that card of knight in shining armor, prince or princess charming. It's very romantic, very proposal-like. Some of you could have been entering into a new relationship or advancing a current relationship. Perhaps that's what you've been wishing for. I do see that some of you have had an ill family member or friend too, and they seem to be in a healthier position, which is good. This can come in the In a form of a business proposal too, this is not always like a love marriage proposal. This could have been a business opportunity as well with the Knight of Cups. Now let's take a look at our second column, which is just in general what's coming for the remainder of September. We have the card Absence. Absence is an interesting one, but this is like a validation or a reminder that it's okay to take time for yourself. It's interesting if you read the card meaning or the kind of the booklet that goes along with this deck. The Absence card is like wanting to put a mask on and kind of just sink into the background. And it's a good reminder that it's okay to do that. We need to give ourselves time and space. Sometimes we just need that quiet us time. So you could be feeling a little bit disconnected these next few weeks, but again, it's what you need. So be listening to yourself and what you need. Let's see what messages we have. The first card we have is the Wheel of Fortune. For those of you that have watched my readings before, you know I love the Wheel of Fortune. It's one of my favorite cards in the entire deck. It's a card of good fortune, a card of good luck, and it can indicate a turning point. So if you have been down on luck or feeling down in general, this is that positive turning point we've been waiting for. So I like to see this really positive shift in energy throughout. The next card that we have is the Nine of Wands. The Nine of Wands is a card of keeping and maintaining boundaries. If you look at this person, they didn't build a wall around themselves, but they did build this kind of unique fence where we can filter in the things that we want and filter out the things that we don't want. So these boundaries are so important. And we may need to pull back. Going back to that Absence card, we may need to like take a step back from the situation to even assess what the boundaries need to be. But again, we're at a turning point, so a really good opportunity to set boundaries, take a step back, and reevaluate. At the bottom here, we have the Star card. Really nice, truly positive shift of energy here as we read through these cards and what's coming for the month of September. The Star card is a card of renewal, hope, inner clarity. I'm not surprised to see this. Again, we're pulling back to get clarity on what boundaries we need. And it's just like we needed this shift of energy, but in order to get this shift of energy, we do have to pull back with that Absence card a tiny bit. But through that, there will be renewal, there will be hope. Feeling much better energetically here, Capricorn. Let's see though what clarifiers we have. The first clarifier we have is the Knight of Swords. If you take a look at this card, both the horse and rider are moving very quickly here. So this is coming fast, which is nice. I feel like when we need a shift, I always love when I see that shift comes quickly for you. So again, that Wheel of Fortune is that really positive turning point, that pickup in energy. I'm not exactly sure what this turning point will be for you, but I do know that it's coming quickly, so it's nice to see get us into that better place. The next card that we have is the Emperor. The Emperor is a card of respect, leadership, strategic planning. It's very future focused. And two things here that are sticking out. I feel like you are not being fully respected, and I'm not sure what aspect of life this is, whether it's relationships, work, you name it, but it's like boundaries haven't been respected, so of course that's why we're needing to pull back and set boundaries. So this is very much so a respect thing for yourself, but this is also saying like this is the next right step. You're not going to feel right until these boundaries are set, or we're going to keep feeling in this place where we need to pull back if these boundaries aren't set. So in terms of long-term and setting yourself up for future success, this is a really good strategic move to be setting boundaries at this point. At the bottom here, we have the Five of Pentacles. The Five of Pentacles is a card with a lot of meanings. One of them being, though, isolation, which we've already talked about, pulling back a little bit, living into that Absence card, giving ourselves time and space to take a deep breath and reevaluate. So not surprised to see that isolation piece coming through. This is a card of worry, though, too. So you could be kind of like trapped in these worries or trapped in these low feelings. But again, it's paired with the Star card, so this is that shift of energy. This is a reflection of the shift of energy that's coming back to that place of renewal, back to that place of hope with the Star card. Now we're going to take a look at our next column, which is anything related to money. So think job, career, finances, businesses you run, investments you have, whatever you think of when you think of money. The first card that we have is the Hangman. The Hangman's an interesting card. It's quite kind of literally what it means. You see this person is hanging here by the foot. And it's like this person can't move forward because they're missing some piece of information. So it's stagnant until we get this information that we need. So again, some of you are missing this piece of information that you need in order to move forward as it relates to your career, job, finances. The next card that we have is the Hermit card, and this makes total sense. We have the Hangman saying, I need information, and you have the Hermit here saying, okay, go within for clarity, go within for information. The Hermit has this nice lantern with a light on it. The light is the light that's within you, Capricorn. So do make sure that you're going within to get the clarity that you need. With that being said, too, it's like, I don't think you're waiting for information as much as you are needing to discover this information within yourself. So whatever answer you feel like you're looking for the Hangman, it's within you. So go in for that reflection and get the answer that you need. The next card that we have is the Nine of Pentacles. The Nine of Pentacles is one of those really, really good money cards. It's a card of luxury, self-sufficiency, financial gains. So definitely some new money coming in or some sort of financial gains coming in for you going into the end of September. So love to see that. Let's clarify and see if we can get any more information here. The first clarifier we have is the Six of Cups. The Six of Cups is a card of reflection. I feel like some of you are looking back trying to find the answer when again you need to look within. I know that seems odd, but that's the message. So less reflecting, more about what feels good, Capricorn, so keep that in mind. It's not to say, so of course we are a product of our situation and our environment, so all of our past events make us up and who we are and how we respond and react. But again, I feel like you're reflecting when it needs to be more of like a feeling check than a reflection. So do keep that in mind. This is also a card of gifts, and I do feel like there's going to be a gift of money. Again, we talked about that financial gain coming through here. We do have one person handing another person that cup with the flower in it. So definitely some sort of financial gift. We love to see that, the gift of money. The next clarifier we have is the Five of Wands. The Five of Wands is a card of rivalry, challenges, obstacles. The nice thing about this card, though, is if you take a look, they're not fighting with swords, they're fighting with wands. So I always explain this to people as small bumps in the road, not major fights. I will say, though, is I feel like when you look within right now, Capricorn, I feel like you're getting conflicting information from yourself, which is interesting. So this is really about taking a step back. And again, I think I said this already, that's like that gut check. What truthfully feels good, because I feel like there are conflicting things when you go look within for clarity. And at the bottom here, we have the Ace of Pentacles. Anytime you have an Ace card, it's a card of newness. In the case of Ace of Pentacles, it's job, raise, promotion, investment, income. So love to see that we have a card saying financial gain. We have an Ace of Pentacles saying some sort of new money. So definitely a really good money shift here, but make sure you're doing that gut check and doing what feels good for you, Capricorn. Now moving on, we're going to take a look at our next column, which is anything related to love. Think family, friends, relationship, children, whatever you associate when you think of love. The first card that we have is the Two of Pentacles. The Two of Pentacles is a card of having to make a choice. It could be multitasking or weighing your options. So I'm not sure what kind of love decision you're making this month. And I should clarify, I don't feel like this is like, do I end the relationship or not? But it's like you're weighing your options. Maybe you and your partner are debating between two houses or what state to live in. There's some sort of, it's not even arguing, but back and forth, balancing of ideas, balancing of pros and cons before making a decision this month. The next card that we have, though, is the Sun. In terms of good cards in the tarot deck, it's really harder to get better than the Sun. This is a card of material happiness, joyous outcomes, success. I love to see this. This is either a happy, healthy relationship, or this is happy, healthy, single you. Not everybody wants to be in a relationship, and that's okay. But I feel like either way, you're thriving. There's genuine happiness here. And we don't get to see a lot of genuine happiness in the world. So really appreciating the sun and where it's falling into this reading. Also, whatever decision is made is going to lead to this happiness. The next card that we have is the Judgment card. Capricorn, keep in mind that the Judgment card is one of those cards that's always favorable for you. So with the Judgment, this is a card of clarity. This is a card of making a decision. Again, a decision does need to be made, but it indicates a favorable outcome. That was pretty obvious with what we just talked about. You have the Two of Pentacles and the Sun. So definitely a favorable outcome. But some sort of decision does need to be made as it relates to love this month. Let's clarify and see if I can give you any other context here. Our first clarifier is the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is a card of leaving a legacy. So this isn't like deciding where we're going to dinner tonight. It is more impactful. This is very long-term. Again, leaving a legacy type energy. This could be investment too, or like 401k or retirement related. Like, do you work 2 more years or do you retire? It's one of those big money move decisions. So that's the importance of weighing the options. But again, the positive outcome of this is just, it's going to be so great with the Sun card. On top of the Sun, we have the Page of Cups. The Page of Cups is very studious, very hardworking. But again, it's like study your options before you make a decision. The nice thing is you've worked so hard to this point. I feel like you can't go wrong. That doesn't mean you shouldn't make an educated decision and give it the thought that's necessary. But again, you just can't go wrong, especially with that Sun card on the bottom there. And at the bottom here, we have the Moon. The Moon is always an interesting card. It reminds us to trust our intuition. Anytime we have a face in the sun or the moon like we do on the Moon card, again, it's about trusting your intuition to navigate. So you do need to make an educated decision. You need to weigh your options. But at the end of the day, there will be some sort of clarity. And that clarity simply could be trusting your gut, trusting your intuition with the Moon card. Now let's move on to our 5th and final column, which is a message from our future self or spirit guides. We have the card Stretch. I like the card Stretch, but it is an indicator that things could be just a little bit more challenging than usual this month. You have to stretch just a little further to accomplish what you're hoping to accomplish. Nothing major, but again, it's just an indicator of that little extra push that needs to happen. The little extra stretch to get to the goal, a little extra stretch to accomplish what we're hoping for. But let's see what's going on here. The first card that we have is the Seven of Swords. The Seven of Swords is a card of theft, betrayal, dishonesty, wanting to run away. What I'm getting is that there's going to be some sort of conflict that comes up, and our immediate reaction is just going to be, get away, Capricorn. Like, you want to get away. I will say I don't think that that's going to be the appropriate action for you. I feel like you are going to have to kind of push through it, hence that stretch card. Push through whatever the conversation is or whatever the issue is. Although, like I said, your gut reaction is to just pick up and leave. That's what this person on this card is doing, is gathering their stuff and just moving on. That's not necessarily the best reaction though. The Five of Swords here is the conflict that we're referring to. The Five of Swords could be bully, theft, violence, some sort of unhealthy or unhappy relationship. I would imagine that this could be with our spouse. And again, this isn't relationship venting, close friend, coworker. This is someone we have an established relationship with that this conflict pops up with. And again, we want to just run away, but that's not the answer. Things do need to be resolved there. At the bottom, we have the King of Wands. The King of Wands is very bold, very powerful, very charming. I feel like you have more influence or say over this than you think you do, but it's like you need to wait it out, not to convince somebody of your perspective, but they do need to see you and hear you and see your side of things. Let's clarify this column just really quick. The first card that we have is the Ten of Cups. The Ten of Cups, for those of you that haven't watched my videos before, this is my favorite card in the entire deck. It is seriously the card of everything wonderful. We have a nice full rainbow at the top. The cups are full. There's a happy couple. Kids are playing. The grass is green. There's water running. There's a house in the background. It's a card of family, contentment, total love, and support. I do feel like for many of you, this is a family or your significant other, potentially that this conflict is sourcing from. But again, you have to work through the good and the bad. I don't think that this, again, is a relationship ending type situation, and the grass will be greener on the other side when you figure it out. But it's like this relationship is worth talking it through. So don't react too reactively. Don't just like go on ignore or go silent. Do work things out. Do talk things out, I guess is what I'm getting at there. The next card that we have is the Ten of Swords. This is, of course, your feeling towards the conflict. Conflict never feels good. So with the Ten of Swords, this is a series of low feelings. But again, the advice is to communicate. Again, the grass is green on the other side, so you will work through it. It may just take a little bit of time, a little bit of energy. At the bottom, we have the Seven of Wands. This is a card of self-defense. Do be cautious to not be too defensive. That's an odd message, but that's the message I'm getting there. This is about, again, hearing each other's side of the situation and stretching to find that resolution. Now at this time, Capricorn, I'm going to give you the opportunity to ask 3 yes or no questions. We're going to use our Gypsy Witch fortune telling deck. If you don't have 3 questions in mind, you can pause the video and think of them really quick. But for question number 1, we have the Queen of Hearts. This is number 23 card. That's going to be a yes. Question number 2 is the Two of Spades. This is number 34 card. That's the Star. That's going to be a yes. And question number 3 is the Seven of Diamonds. This is number 38 card. This one is going to be a no. So yes, yes, no for you, Capricorn. If you watched your video earlier this month, we did pull a crystal from the Healing Stones deck. Your crystal this month is Emerald, which is good for harmony, beauty. It really opens yourself up to you and to a partner. It's revitalizing and gives you an overall sense of togetherness. And last but not least, we're going to pull a card from our Healing Notes deck. Your Healing Note says, you have the power to heal your life, and you need to know that. Often we think we are helpless when we are not. We always have the power of our minds. Calm and consciously use your power. Thank you so much, Capricorn, for tuning in, watching, and listening. Please do like, comment, subscribe. Let me know how this video resonates with you. Again, subscriptions help me greatly, so if you are not subscribed, please do so. Also, if you feel inclined, I did include my Venmo in the comments box if you'd like to make a donation. But thank you so much, Capricorn, and have a wonderful rest of your September.